Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I would like to call a bonus episode for this week. Because typically I would do 4 a week, but we have a 5th video for this week on Wednesday. Because today is January 16th, and it's my 6th anniversary of my YouTube channel when I created this. So I knew I needed something special. So I thought, hey, how about another Crusader Kings episode? You people like that, right? And if that's not enough, I am happy to announce, although happy is an understatement because I don't know if coming back to the thing that I used to do would be the best choice for me or not the best choice for me. Just depends on how would it turn out. Is that on the 19th of January, I will return to Project Reality. Yes, that game I have not played since October of 2017. If you don't, and for some of you watching right now, if you don't know what Project Reality is, well, that's one of my best known videos that I've done in the past. Long before I got into things like Crusader Kings. And among other things, that you people like to be entertained by. So, again, you'll see a Project Reality video. Maybe, I mean, it just depends on how it'll turn out. But then again, there's just, let's just say I'm coming back to that old game, but no matter how it's going to turn out, I'm just going to be happy to be there, regardless of performance. And I'm sure, regardless of performance, would be a theme here, because Emperor Martin the Cruel of Bosnia is already fast becoming one of the all-time greats in terms of prestige and piety, as well as the accomplishments that we were fresh off from the what I would like to call the First Great War, because I'm sure there will be many more great wars as the decades and centuries roll on. Because we went up against Bulgaria, which had turned into Pomerania, which is not only the Khan of Pomerania, but also Lithuania, Poland, and Bulgaria. And should there ever be a time that the realms will be split, but that's fantasy thinking. This is Galvokine, primogeniture for Lithuania, Galvokine for Poland, primogeniture. So, in the future, if should they ever have more children, only Lithuania and Bulgaria will stay off. Pomerania, Poland can be broken off. It just depends on who chooses their primary titles from. Even thought about considering about fighting against those guys for a tributary war, but I mean they got good numbers. If we were to bring them in the Bosnia sphere of influence, and of course there's those two small Polish Slavic pagan enclaves that's ever conquered. One-handed. And yet he spent a great deal of his money creating a golden hand. How about that? What's next for me? Oh yeah, they tell me to pick a theology focus. I think it's a good time for that. I mean, we'll have a lot of troops again in the future. So I guess I will take up theology, at least for a while. We're happy to hear that you devoted your time in the matters of theology. May the coming years of devoted study bless you with new insights. The Bible shall be my foremost companion. And, my heir, Kulin, which originally in the previous episode I was thinking of, I don't know, somehow, someway I could just get rid of him, like place him in a duel or whatnot, since we're rivals, but I don't think that'll be the case now. Despite the fact that my daughter here is a genius, and granddaughter, another genius. So sometimes I wish the line would have continued through her instead of through him. But since he has proven me wrong about, he won a recent duel over the Khan up there. Yes, he beat him in a fight during the Great War. Which, again, the Great War not only faced against them, but also Empire of Francia as they threatened our ally and close personal friend, Sardinia and Corsica, because they have holdings in Brittany. So that's why, well, it was why it was called the Great War. And I even thought about taking possible consideration of one day, maybe not this decade, or maybe until another strong military ruler that we'll have, that we might face the Holy Roman Empire, because I've always wanted to control Istria for centuries, but we would never have the chance to just because of its sheer size and strength. And if we were to have marriage alliances like we already have Sardinia and Corsica, Francia would be an interesting ally, despite the fact we were hostile once. But the strongest would be Cathar England, though they're heretics, and, you know, 2 centuries ago we widely disliked any heretics, but now I kind of tolerate their existence because, regardless of how they run, just give it a couple of decades and then I'll consider fighting against the war against the HRE, which would be the second Great War, as I would call it. As well as possible alliance with the Byzantine, but they will always hate us because they will stop hating us and stop no longer desiring these parts, because in 39 years, this whole part here will belong to the Bosnian Empire, not anyone else's, but Bosnia. You know, since we kicked their ass in that last war, maybe I should antagonize him, maybe get him to duel, then kick his ass again. But then again, he's craven, he'll turn down any challenge. But what's the harm? Oh, and one more thing. Turn off notifications. I don't need to know what the heck is he doing up there. And since I have a lot of money to spend, I thought about getting rid of this retinue, but wait for them to no longer. Well, just come back home first. My wish to become a better Catholic led me to the role of St. Augustine. Once I used lies and deceit to get me out of trouble and fulfill my desires. Following the path of St. Dominic's taught me better. Praise be God. No longer deceitful. Let me see. Besides lunatic, I think as far as lifestyle traits is concerned, I think I'm all good. Because if you look at the saints of the past, I'm sure some of them were lunatics. Were they? Let me see. Were any of them lunatics in the past? Because I know one of the saints were. I know Helen was no lunatic. I'm wondering if lunatic as a lifestyle trait, or non-pious trait as they would say, is what's going to keep it out of it, but... Well, unless I could somehow get rid of the lunatic trait by going to religious seclusion. Not a genius. Wait till 2,000 gold. My goodness, 37 a month. Well, actually, just before that, let's see some of these guys. That's... Oh yeah, you got a disease going on there, and Zahumia, minor depopulation, only because there was never a hospital in that area. Prosperous Zahumia. Oh, what is this now? Revolt against the rule. It's only the Duchy of Corsica. I got 2,000. How much you got? Yeah, sure. We'll intervene. Just when I was about to go. So come on, get to your ships. We'll back up against Sardinia and Corsica. Vassal ships only. Kulin, you lead the charge. Which, by the way, Kulin, since you proven to be a capable heir, I'll give you my sword. Silver-hilted longsword that was built by Loyana long, long time ago in the old pagan days. Some might think it's the good old days. But I digress. Hired mercenaries. I don't think that's a good idea. You're attacking them head-on with no morale. Yeah, they're not too happy about that. That's why I said I would like to rest from partaking in any wars. So yeah, just bring the best commanders with you. And maybe we'll face them head-on in the hills. Idiot move. Also, that reminds me. Every time this happens, this did your war over Duke they wish to take over Ragusa, and every time I asked them to make peace with Ragusa, I thought of a way of solving this problem. But I think we're going to have to wait a century for that, till at least after the First Crusade of wherever. Where eventually I will give Ragusa independence, and soon afterwards I'm going to break that truce and establish a tributary state. Because our majesty is high enough where we can establish tributary states. Because Ragusa will always be mad at us because of wants to be in a council and wrong government type, all that sort of thing. And plus potential scheming if there were assassinations against me. And in addition... Okay, let's just do this once, we'll attack them head on. And Ragusa, they do pay a lot of tax to us, but we're not extorting tribute, but establishing a tributary state will have a permanent relationship, so they're semi-independent in a way. And they'll pay the same amount of tax to us. They'll stay mad at us, but at least they won't do any scheming or anything like that. $89, okay. Can live with that. Again, after we help out Sardinia and Corsica, disband the retinue, and we're going to create a new retinue. Something that I've tinkered with for decades. Come on, Kulin! The Avar had to finish the job. Because, he's a battlefield terrain master. And heavy infantry. So he knows what he's doing. Catch up to them. Well, since they're going to take that holding, I guess we'll take it over here then. But don't go that way. Something I thought I had suppressed, finally subdued, has risen inside me. Unchaste thoughts have begun to appear in my mind. Can't resist her. Oh no, there goes Chaste. I ain't Sir Galahad anymore. Just called a court painter. Did not become cruel. We're gonna piss him off. Just like what Vladislav, or whoever's the other ruler that did that. I've just received some hilarious news from Khan Sadoki's court. It appears the painting again started to rot, both twisting the features of its subject into a ridiculous, grotesque mockery and filling Sadoki's palace with an unbearable stench. What an unexpected turn of events. Oh yeah, he's mad as hell. long while now, I have not felt the presence of God in my thoughts, starting to wonder if there's really any truth in the Bible, or perhaps just an old book written by clever liars. These blasphemous feelings will soon pass. Just some piety bonus, no depression. Looks like the war is doing well. Okay, you know what? Get back home before the Raguns and all the other Vascular matters. I mean, as soon as it ends, I'm going to disband that retinue right away and create a new one. Yes, all retinue troops will be disbanded. I mean, yes, that makes our numbers a bit lower, including lowered my marshals, so the troop number is reduced. It's time to spend a great deal of money all on the Guzar retinue, which the combat bonuses are light cavalry attack and defense 20%, high cavalry morale and defense 10%. Back when I did Zoroastrian Croatia, I fully utilized the Guzar retinue, especially up to the point where I had 10,000 of them, which I used that to great effect because it was inspired by, you know, the Sassanid immortals from the Sassanid Empire, Zoroastrian Empire. So, which again, it's gonna take up a lot of retinue cap usage, so it's not gonna be a lot, but put as much as we can. $1750. That is strictly cavalry. But there are ways to increase the retinue numbers. You just gotta have more, whatchamacallit, training grounds. Well, we don't have the technology for training grounds yet. Not in this holding. Matter of fact, since we're looking towards cavalry, I guess we'll have a bit more heavy cavalry around. Oh, and up the castle walls a bit for slight tax income. More castle towns needed. Yes, I'm investing big. Again, don't expect any wars anytime soon. I will visit the monastery where this feat's being accomplished. Donate to charity. That's fine. We make so much money that... Who are you? Probably been here for a while. Nice man, but no, get him out of here. Even if we take small bits of money from him. Escorted through the gardens of the monastery, immediately spot the work of Brother Sanko. The roses are a delicate mixture of red and yellow. The hill sunset at the center. They're beautiful. My escort nods, offering a small spade. They're all cramped over there, though. Would you mind helping him? Dirty hands. Alright, I finally reached the high rank. And donate to charity. And I become charitable. Alright. And I am honest. Honest Montenino-san. Although honesty would be an understatement. So yeah. Just wait for that retinue to go up. Look at that heavy cavalry image of the Bosnian flag and shield and armor he has on. Oh, the Prince Archbishop. You're willing to give me money. Nice man. Again, you need 1,000 to reach the war chest. So again, we're not fighting any more wars because vassals. I'm trying to make them go down. Have a rest. And at the same time, just wait for the cultural advances to go up to... I'm going for Majesty 5 for Imperial Administration. It'll take us a while. Even though the best way to level up cultural advances is to go for a scholarship focus and go to the other path, which will give you paranoid and some cultural bonuses. Thanks to my connections, I was able to get in contact with a black guard hiding in Khan Sadok's court. The man assures me that for a reasonable fee, he will be all too willing to undermine his authority and sound dissent among his subjects. You don't need to decide what do I do. Rostock. Is there a Rostock? So, oh, this one. Oh, again, I like to give away money, so cause dissent. Excuse me, cause unrest in his realm. So draw up subjects against him. What is this? Oh boy. Problems at home, I see. He did his job properly. He received news that the peasants in Stettin are in rank of an open revolt. One can only hope. And they figured that peasant traditions are scorned. Oh, he's even more mad now. You're 63, you have cancer. Well, I'll put you out of your misery right now. Oh yes, Croatia. King Gaspar, the man who killed the Emperor. Francia. That ended the alliance with them during the Great War. What a good friend. But since I am a conversus now, I mean, if I were to... What do you mean if you were to? You're going to. Oh yes, there's one more law change, which again, don't jump the gun yet on. Like, don't abolish the council power. Because we need the Imperial administration first. It's like, once you level up Majesty 5, abolish the council, and then wait another decade or so, then implement Imperial administration. And there you have absolute rule. Truly. So from now on, war declarations will only go to the ruler. No one else. Woke up this morning and I realized I lost my feelings for my wife. We are wife and husband. What need for love? Well, then again, you are old. And fat. And dumb. One would think those words would be asking for a divorce. Let's just keep going down because we are exhausted from war. Nope, can't spend on another. let's put these guys to the test now. Again, I ain't coming out of there. You're the one that's gonna lead now. Now it's strictly cavalry how it performs. Even with the mountains. Against light infantry, archers, heavy infantry, well, for us it's a retinue that is strictly cavalry. Well then, we lost 25 and there's the other. That definitely demonstrates the capability. Had we had an organizer with us, we would have fast moving cavalry. Imagine that. Also, don't mind the noise, whatever you heard. It's just computer being here. Oh, just so descend among his men. Vassals and families against them. Just to say, hey, you're a terrible person. My machinations are starting to bear their fruits. The man I hired has pitted most of Khan's Sudoka's vassals against their once beloved liege. Delegitimized rule, they claim. Come on, why aren't you mad at me further? Why we're not rivals? Oh dear, they want to vassalize Pannonia, which would make the Holy Roman Empire stronger than ever. So they're going to take control of that area. Why haven't I joined up against them? If the Defensive Pact is against them already. And why would I join them? These guys aren't infidels. But I can join against them. But is it even worth it? Which again, the HRE is up against Pannonia, Lausitz, Venice, the Papacy, Sardinia and Corsica, Schomburg, Bavaria, Poznan, and yes, pagans are against them too. We all work together. If only Francia and England were part of the Defensive Pact too, but they got their own problems. Which they can handle, no doubt. They're going to make their presence known in there. Scary to think of. They call him the monster for nothing. Should I really join up the war even though I was going to renounce my conflict of any kind? But HRE is a superpower. Oh. And has sympathy for Islam? What kind of man are you? Don't you know that your southern neighbor really, really hates you? Although they do have their own problems. Hold on. Excuse me. Yeah, that was coming. Also, Italy is fully assimilated and it's become a Catholic kingdom. So, it was the last Lollard king of Italy that was destroyed, and a decade later, now it's a brand new dynasty of Italians to run Italy. Or they could be in control of both. Oh wait, it's that dynasty. Yeah, those guys. So the Italians run the show down there. Nothing to be concerned about. Well, Pannonia is winning currently. At least in occupation. I mean, we're putting a lot of money in reinforcing the retinue, but have we gone to war right now, we would be on a deficit. Just, you know, for once I'm just going to say I'll sit this one out. Pannonia is a lost cause. Don't do it like what happened to the Irish expedition. And I'm going to be a poet. I'll donate to charity once the war chest has been built. I think in the coming decades, as I said before, I think the Second Great War will be against the Holy Roman Empire. It's just we need to assemble what I would like to call an anti-HRE alliance. I mean, not going to happen under the reign of Martinislav, but in the future, we might. Now what are they up to? Pagans under attack. Oh my goodness, they have so little retinue now. Retinue. Levies. And retinue, I guess. Anything that considers them a force. They want Arcona. But that's a tagging, but they're on the losing side. Fame and fortune awaits. Don't do anything stupid. We know what you're up to. We know what the host is doing. They're gonna raid. Which now, Imotski is going to be the target of raids. Move the crown focus back down to Zahumia. Needs to be prosperous again. Charity. Right. Nobody's ever asked me to go on a pilgrimage. I would do that one day. Can't teach you a virtue? Because you're not a commander. Right, hold on. Resign and I'll teach you something real quick. My son, I've taught you to be diligent. Excellent. Okay, now get back to your post. I'm temperate. Now they're winning. Although they did take a few knocks. Again, we no longer use prestige retinue, so now we're using money-based retinues. Which means we have to pay them to reinforce and to maintain. Which could do that again. Falling out of the two rulers. At least she hates your guts now. Let's do it again. Who else? Oh, unfortunately the Blackguard was captured, put under torture and revealed the name of his employer. He should have died before talking. Why aren't we rivals yet? I would challenge you to a duel. Seclude myself in prayer meditation. 1 minute. Where is my heir? Or anyone of a high martial skill. I guess it's going to be you then. because you need to maintain the number of troops that the realm has. The accursed railing. It's almost quiet now. Didn't get rid of Lunatic. That was my chance. They backed their strength again. Ain't no way. Why am I thinking of this idea? I see. Okay, just give it a the beginning of the year. I'm actually gonna really thinking about intervening. Retinue is full, but what about the money? And look at Imperial troops. They're ready to come on down and kill off the coalition as part of the Defensive Pact. So when we compare to everyone else, it is one of the great powers. But then again, Bosnia had a reputation of toppling kingdoms, but we didn't topple Bulgaria all the way, but it just only strengthened their resolve. If I'm even putting that. Okay, that's it. Screw it. If I go down, we'll go down together. Okay, actually I want to go on a pilgrimage, but I'm not going to Jerusalem. I shall go on a pilgrimage to seek God's grace at one of the holy places of Christianity. I will start making travel plans. There are a number of different holy places I could visit on my pilgrimage. All of them are considered the most sacred by the Holy Church. A somewhat closer destination might mean a safer journey. I will seek out a saintly burial site. There have been many inspirational saints, and it is difficult to come to agreement about where to go. My advice finally narrowed down to a couple of potential options, all four of them good choices. When it finally comes to make a decision, I feel there's one more fitting than the rest. Styre's right over there, and we're actually planning on going to that area. It's too bad they won't let me visit St. Helen, our ancestor. The impressive tomb of St. Porphyrios in Styre sounds perfect. It's just a short trip. The journey to Styre has been planned for a while. I've spent a lot of time preparing for whatever risks I might meet on my way to the Holy Roman Empire. I'm excited to finally be on my way to find my destiny to search for the final burial place of Porphyrios the Righteous. An exciting journey begins. I've come across another group of pilgrims, also traveling to Styre. Also, they ask for the blessing of Porphyrios the Righteous. Traveling together could be beneficial and safer, probably somewhat slower. Friendly company? That sounds like a nice change of pace. Bulgaria Strait. Good to have for diplomacy bonus. It has been a tiresome yet fulfilling journey so far. I traveled to the Holy Roman Empire. By my own estimates, I should be halfway to Styre right now. By now. Not used to long hikes like these. It is a nice change of pace. Whoa, it is the mountains. That's where he is. It's right there. Wonder what awaits me in Styre. It has been a long day traveling. When I came across a burning inn, hope I find a place to stay tonight, but these people are clearly in dire need of help, and just stopping the flames from engulfing the entire place. God calls upon me to help out these poor people. All of a sudden, I find myself at Styr before I know it. It's been a long journey through the wilds. To once more see people is a nice change. As I walk through the city streets, I compare it to my homeland. Considering all the differences between the two, I should find my way to the burial site as quickly as possible, and that is what I'm here for after all. Wonder what the grave will look like. The burial site is completely void of people. Not a single soul to be seen. I look around for it, almost sure I'm in the wrong place for a moment. Then I see a small grave. It looks overgrown and deserted. Take some time to tidy the place up before I finally sit down and pray to God. It's almost like Porphyrios the righteous is here and prays with me. I will remember this moment for the rest of my life. Not done? Okay, we're done. It's been a long journey, but I finally start recognizing my homeland once more. The woods, the streets, and the people are all familiar. I start smiling to myself. It's nice to be home. Just one more street and I am there. There. Seems there's not been a huge progression on the offensive. Currently in Lausitz. No, let's help this poor soul. Yeah. And remember the rally point. This is a good place. Alright, where are they? Oh my goodness. This is where the Grand Army of the HRE are. But remember, there's many more out there. Not giving out any more money for this. Shit. Being routed. I'm no longer a lunatic, but I'm possessed. Sure beats being a lunatic, because Helen was possessed. So, me being possessed could mean something. Alright, beat him back now. Get back to rally over there, and then we'll head for the front line. I ain't gonna take no secluded pendants. Not at this time. Put me under command again. You know what? Keep the Avar. He's good at narrow flank. Oh, Christ. Look at him. And that's Italy too. Oh wait, that's Italy's war with Carinthia, right? Italian claim on Carinthia. Don't worry about them. It's these guys you have to worry about now. All loyalists. Everyone is a yes man. Including my Chancellor's sister. Sister Chancellor. Once you become Emperor, we are gonna get married. Until then. But I give you the old sword. Where are they? Let's go search and destroy against the main Imperial army. Even though it may be a bad idea to go on an expedition like that because it's winter. Don't go to the Alps. What are you doing? Just take the long way round then. Wait till spring. "46 years old already, I'm infirm. Well, son, get ready to be emperor." I guess we'll meet them up there. War score is 61. That's because of battles, not occupation. Maybe we can change that. There's been lots of setbacks. Well, this time we're finally meeting them, even though they have the advantage of the hills. But at least we have more heavy cavalry now, thanks to the new retinue we came up with. I'm wondering if this will pay us off well. There is no army big enough for two of us for that supply limit. We'll fight for it. The work with him is done. In the middle of the battle, I catch sight of a girl wearing the same colors as I am. Just have time to notice the fierce expression on her face. When she is struck down, I feel a pang of guilt, realizing how much she reminded me of my daughter Melissa. Well, I have a lot of virtues. We must remember to attend to our wounded. Be patient. There goes Dubrovnik again. Because of the damn raiders, which we don't have time to go back and deal with them now. Narni, that first battle. Okay, take back this holding and then everything should be alright. Wondering if we can turn this around for them. It's highly doubtful. But isn't it worth trying? I'm no longer seeking company of others, but I want to become a hermit. One day, you and I, we're gonna fight. That's Germany. Are they at war with someone within the Empire? Yes. And they just lost. Alright, the coalition is back again. Well, on the move at least. meet them head on. Yes, Russian Slavic pagans are fighting alongside of us because we all have a common hatred against the HRE for being too expansionists. See? War force turning around. The Defender controls all their holdings now. And we beat them in the woods, but now we gotta beat them in another battle. Again, they still have a huge army. It's almost like their army is infinite. Right, as we were, it's just a little thing to take care of. Get back to action. Yeah, we wouldn't want to be here. We'll withdraw because of supply limit reasons, so Praha is going to be the place where we will camp, or Zatets, depending on how bad the winter is going to be. Just wondering, when shall we meet them? We can go across tributary territory. But winter's going to be coming soon, and that's going to be no good for us. Especially with a huge army like ours. So it's back in our favor. Maybe we can continue to beat them in a war where they'll have to force for white peace. It's nice for the papacy to join us, but now let's go to Prague, settle in for the winter. How long has this war been before I joined it? 4 years and 8 months. Now it's about as long as World War I. And since it's HRE only with no allies, it's almost like it's another Great War. Maybe this is the second Great War I was talking about, but it came prematurely. I was expecting it, honestly, for it to happen during a later part of the century. Sardinia and Corsica are no longer in on it. The old king is dead, and an invasion has been planned from Ulster. Not that Ulster, this Ulster. But we still have an alliance with... Oh dear. Offer a non-aggression pact, which he will say yes to. So Sardinia and Corsica are out of the war because of the old ruler died. And is not a member of the Defensive Pact. Or is there, but is not intervening. Now our alliance will be maintained as it should be. God, they're all getting together again. They only took Dubrovnik, but they didn't get the rest. But I'm becoming old and frail now. You what? Excommunicated him? The King of Bohemia? At the behest of the King Goran. Well then. What makes you want to get out of excommunication if I could do that for you, but... nah. looks like you're going to be there for the rest of your life unless I were to arrest you, which I wouldn't want to do that. Do that during peacetime. Wait for this winter to blow over and then, a giant impaling bishop from Srebrenik. A giant impaler. Scary, isn't it? Liberation of Brittany. A Breton liberation revolt. They're not heretics, are they? Oh, that's bad. I'll accept, but I'm not going to intervene over there. We got a much bigger war on this part of the world. Poland is independent. The old man died. Kicked the bucket. So now it's Poland that's a newly independent kingdom, but they're all of the same dynasty. They're not ruled by the Polish. No, these are all Bulgars. And I'm sure soon they will fight to get these small counties. Well, the spring offensive is happening. Oh, yeah, we're going to beat them to it. We're going to meet them in battle. Papacy in Bosnia versus HRE. Battle of Meissen. At least they're not coming for us. Charge of opportunity. So we're still holding our ground and we destroyed this thing at 20. Yeah, we prevented them from heading back and attacking our allies up there. Well, they're not our allies as much as, well, Defensive Pact members. We're a league. Like the League of Nations actually doing something for once to stop the expanding empire. Kinda like that. Now get out of here. Because the supply limit isn't enough for all of us. We just lost a good number of troops because of that damn supply limit. So I think our mission for now is stay in Zatets, monitor any movements to indicate if they're going to be heading this way. I woke up this morning, my hands and feet were bleeding, there's a sharp pain in my side. What has happened to me? It's the stigmata. I am blessed by God. Because I'm zealous, you know. I have to believe this stuff. The old emperor is dead. Succumbing to severe injuries. He lost a leg during that war. So they called him the Lionheart. And now it's Emperor Arnold. Which he doesn't have as much troops, especially that we killed some of them off. He's got many raiders on him. Hopefully he will make a sensible choice since he is craven. And he's kind and diligent unlike the other person. Who was a nice person as well, but he was too proud for his own good. So, 5 years. Think it's long enough for him? Well, just call for white peace, end the hostilities now before it's gonna get more ugly for them. I mean it. They've taken all their holdings. They're holding their ground for whatever reason. Well, since our allies are there. Once again, our allies. They're not my allies. Sardinia and Corsica are an ally of mine. Again? My hands are bleeding again? What's the matter with you? Maybe they're going to try to hold their ground in the capital to prevent its recapture. But if it gets too big and too hairy, then we may have to intervene. Move to Lita, we'd say. Or possibly just a little closer. Because a big battle could be coming. Might as well. Since I'm infirm, that means my combat skill is... yeah. Figured. Also, what was that? Oh no, never mind. I thought somebody called into what war? Which would have jumped me. I was curious. And apparently, Pannonia lost its ruler too. Man, that war is costly that people are just losing through severe injuries. And he died just yesterday. Yeah, he lost an eye for that. One lost leg, another to an eye. An eye for an eye and a leg for the leg, as one might say. Made another friend. Where are they? He's not commanding his troops, he's Craven. Matter of fact, just try to look for one of his commanders to give us an idea where there might be. One's in Toulouse. I think that's related to another war. They could be down there. Or over. Oh wait, that's a revolt. Seems they're most likely down in this area. They're probably retaking some of the little holdings. That's what they're probably doing. Yeah. Huh. Takes care of them. We have to withdraw. Winter's coming. Once you stay in your holding, we get to reinforce. Look at you. Since you're a genius, you should have a learning education. I'll have you assigned to a guardian of whoever is the greatest mind in Bosnia. I think that would be the Bishop of Bosnia, right? Yeah. That would be him. Some would think, why did I join this war? To stop their expansion. It's largely because I would like Pannonia to be a tributary of ours. Don't know, either tributary state or extorting them. But we would like to have Bosnia's sphere of influence up in the north. Oh, blast it. Well, then again, they have their own problems with supply limit anyhow. You know what, screw it. We're gonna intercept them. If these guys can actually hold them off, I mean, they'll have a river crossing penalty. It's gonna start on the 30th. Here's January 4th, so 2 major battles to watch. Yes, we're badly outnumbered against them, but wait a minute, they're coming here. Here is a forest, but none of you guys are specialized in forest warfare. But is anyone specialized in defensive? I mean, yeah, you're good at heavy infantry and battlefield terrain. We got Serbian King, who is aggressive, which don't put that in. Conan doesn't have any skill, but I can be inspiring and a trickster. But I'm infirm, so if I get into a duel, whoever is leading Duke Unfroy, look him up quick. Duke of Aragon. He has the way of the dog. Leading the center and the attrition, he's well supplied. And he has way of the dragon, morale damage and damage. How do they have contact with China? What gives them that right? We don't have contact with China. One on the map mode. I think there's one possibility. Somebody must have invited him to court from another place where they do have contact with China. Most particularly Byzantine Empire. Well, then we got a guy who knows what he's doing. So, not to mention, they have the highest numbers, so they have the best army. Well, it's two main armies, basically. Two decisive battles in one. So, there you have it. This is the best that Bosnia has to offer, and we're going to leave with the Avar in because battlefield terrain. So hopefully you know your way in the forest. And the papacy is with us. Oh no, that's Lausitz. Papacy troops are over there. The papal army, that's the word, papal. So it begins. Battle of the capital, Battle of Plzeň starts. Hey! Where are you going? Well, you're still going to be with us no matter what. Holding our ground. Hold down a bit so I can read the tactics. Shield the wall. Charge tactic. Volley harass. Broke their center. Well, what about flank? Battle over the capital, and the Allies have won. Right. We actually beat back a numerically superior enemy. I think my inspiring defense, although it's not only due to me being a trickster and inspiring, but don't forget the artifacts. I have 2 books at the same time where it gives me more morale, damage, and defense. And a narrow flank as well. This book. I didn't compose that book. That was Vladislav. Thank you, Vladislav. Look at that. War score is 93. 2 decisive battles in winter of 1031 was the deciding factor. That is what we call in sports dagger. You either call for white peace or call for surrender. Because this war has been going on for 5 years and 10 months, soon to be 6 years. I'm surprised none of my vassals are mad at this. They're all fine with, let's stop the empire from expanding. don't go on the offensive yet. I mean, let those guys do it. Even though they're going to take a bad attrition. We can up the infrastructure. What is the one that needs more of the... So they've been looking into more training ground. Castle infrastructure, that's till 6, but we're nowhere near that. More castle town, that needs more money for castle tax. I think I'm going for that. Or keeps for more defense, as well as building up the keep for more levy size and garrison size. Go for castle. And we're going to up the light infantry as well. So that way all of our infantry and cavalry will fight better. Siege is less important. Oh, they're coming back for another round. And winter will soon be over and we'll try to catch up. Don't retire, Kulin. We'll put him in because he's old. I don't think we'll make it in time by the time this battle is over. Plus they don't have that much of a morale. Isn't that... I mean, I recognize that name, it's just I forgot who she was. Wasn't she, Oh, the wife of my father. That's who she was. Okay, they actually managed to defend themselves. I think that'll be the last battle to end the war, yes. Now turn around and go home because Sardinia has lost the control of Brittany, but they're going to be invaded. Which I think we can put down the levies and have the retinue come in. That's what we're going to do. So after 6 years, we've stopped the Holy Roman Empire from expanding into Pannonia. Where am I? Who are these people? Oh, pretty colors. So tired. Okay, go all the way down to Dubrovnik. And move your troops to Cagliari to prepare for the defense of Sardinia. Well, I'm incapable. There's nothing I can do. There's not a single focus that's gonna get me going. No, sorry. But at least the man with a high martial skill will be the regent for a while. Well, Kulin, it's your time. So yes, they've won, and that means they get a boatload of money of war reparation. Congratulations. Matter of fact, congratulations all of us from stopping the HRE from expanding anywhere else. But it's only a matter of time before they will go back to the big strength as they were. So I will soon pass. Kulin, you lead the center now. Why didn't you tell me that you're a genius and a cavalry leader? Make use out of you, in addition of you being a regent. Okay. Move to here. Just... Okay. That's 1. 5. There you go. Because we don't need that many ships to transport our retinue as we would ship them off to Sardinia. It just started now. How many troops do they have? 6,000 of them from Ulster against... Oh man, what happened to your troops? Oh, it's because you're a terrible man with martial skill, and... Matter of fact, you're all terrible. But we're gonna have to join your war. Okay, retinue first. The rest have to be on board. I mean, we've saved Sardinia before, and we're gonna save them again. Now the race to Sardinia begins, because at least we're closer than wherever Ulster is. They're in Dublin. Is he one of the commanders? Oh, yeah, one of the commanders of Ireland. But what about his? Oh, that's himself. Who are one of the commanders of their host? Okay, that's their capital. They're getting troops together. While we're already setting sail to the Adriatic, down to the Strait, and then into the coast of Sardinia. Well, the rest of our army will have to wait it out, wait for the rest of the fleet to get back here. Sincere Pilgrim Martininoslav. Again, the most likely landing site will be in Cagliari. This is the best he could muster because of his terrible martial skill. And his heir, slightly better. Which again, they run by seniority. And it's only ran by males. No fit. You're Lollard. You're no longer iconoclast. You switched from one heresy to another. But we're still good friends. Despite the fact that you're heretics. How did that came? Was probably raised by a guardian who was of another faith, I assume. That's probably what happened. Right. Hang on. There we go. They're getting together. Drop off Bosnia's finest cavalry to Cagliari. Oh, wait a minute, they're bringing their navy together. They're going to go to Ulster. Of course they would. I don't know, it's a mistake. It's going to be a big, big mistake. But don't worry, reinforcements will soon compensate. Okay, ships are now split up. Off to Cagliari. That's how you pronounce that county. Well, since you're off to Ulster, at least you could show us where their enemy fleet is, so we can have a clue as you will be passing by. Is that them? Oh no, that's not them. They would have had red on the map. Reinforcements have arrived. And not any sooner than that. Pick up the rest quickly. Wherever they land, we will meet them. They're gonna probably land either there or Mogador. Move up there. Again, I'm incapable. It is Kulin that'll be leading. He's gonna be the new Emperor of Bosnia, and he's gonna prove it. Once again. He's gonna be heading to Lugadoro. Wait for their movement to be locked. There it is. Lugadoro it is. They will land first. They'll have the advantage of the mountains. Their leader is there. This is going to be a clincher. Why does Bosnia have to defend their homes? But quite jerk a plane. We'll get him. Okay. What they do not have that we have is heavy cavalry and a handful of horse archers from the Avars. Our center flank broke down. Damn it, Kulin! Thought you were supposed to be good at this. Maybe it's... Did you get hurt? No. But at least he has battlefield experience. Most likely going to go up to Corsica, follow him. We're going to do it just like with the previous war against Francia. Just box them in. Nobody leaves. And then have the enemy surrounded. Position yourselves in Galura. The attacking area will be moving to the Corsica. This is why we feared Germanic expansion in, actually we may have to move in, just to reinforce it. We do not want Germanic expansion into the Mediterranean, which makes them a base for future invasions, where if it's in Byzantine Empire, or Tunis, or even Bosnia. We fear that. Okay, I guess you guys can manage yourselves. No, no, no. Stay there. I think they're gonna meet those guys. Gonna be led by what I like to call the B team. As soon as this war is over, I will close that episode. Or at least until the Emperor dies, so we'll have a fresh start. One of the two. An Irish holy warrior. Man, what I would do for him to... Then some Anglo-Saxon who's old and frail. What am I talking about? I am old and frail. And Sardinia is doing its job. Did you hire mercenaries? Because you didn't have that many troops. Yes, you did. And of course, that'll cost you. What happened to your wife? Was gored to death by a boar by you? Brother-in-law, how was I not aware of this? Must have imprisoned her, then had her executed. I think that's what you did. Yes, you did. You are a bad man. Dynastic sir. What's the matter with you guys up there? Great Holy War for Germany. Oh, I think they can handle themselves. Although, I don't know which one is more of an enemy. The HRE or the Germanic peoples. Well, not peoples, but their Reformed faith. I don't know what's more of a danger. We do know that the Muslims from afar are not a danger. Not even the Seljuks. Reinforcement. They're going to be going down to Coyote. You know, we basically know every step now. Now it's Serbian Nitran did your war for the county of Dukla. At least it's not Ragusa. Peasant revolts for Brno. It's 2,000 of them. Oh, Bohemia can handle it. %, war score. Let's get out of here. Get back home. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to wait it out. Or at least split up the retinue, so it'll be easier for you to get on ships on 3 trips. But just get to the coast. Yeah, remember, once I die, my tributary with Venice goes away. Since we made a lot of money off of them. I was about to say, is Bohemia going to take care of that? Yeah, they will. So just disband them one at a time. So yeah, Montenino-Slav will soon pass away. He's reached 50. He's incapable. Unless he wants to be asking for suicide, but no. He's got so much prestige in him, it's like money. He will be remembered for being one of Bosnia's greatest military heroes. And he's the one that put the Bosnian Empire back on the map as a regional power. Now, go pick up the retinue. You fought well enough, so we're going to put you as Marshal, just to add up a little bit more prestige. You'll be a cupbearer as well. Just for a few months. My loving wife decided she would do a better job serving his region. After all, who but her could rule the realm in accordance to my own desires? I have a wife? Of course you do. She's possessed. You always have. Okay, so he's a little out of it. You know, he's in a coma. The king, emperor, the Tsar in the Bosnian language, which is the same for all the other Slavic languages. There we go. Gang's all here. So let's build up some castle towns, shall we? Up the keeps for increased levy size for all. Yep, money, money, money. This giant of a man, he can beat a court position. Yeah, let's fast forward this. Just wait until he finally passes away. Well, our alliance broke it down because my wife has died. Natural death. And he got his regency back. He's a genius. So yeah, well, I'm actually going to end this video until he finally dies in coma. Although, to be fair, he is brawny, so he'll live a bit longer. Great Holy War fails already. The Holy Roman Empire managed to defend themselves along with the help of other Christian realms. And I guess they probably had other priorities. English Ducal War against Ireland. Yes, keep at it. Rather see you take over all of it and maybe you'll form the British Empire one day. Never thought I would say that to a heretic. Yeah, just looking for potential, Oh, really? You are related to that dynasty. Apparently you've had this relationship longer. Does that mean you're in alliance with them? No. I didn't know there was an enemy host. What the hell is the matter with you for not paying attention? Stop them. And stop the Serbia again. Wait a minute, it's the Regency. I can't call for Rome peace either, can't I? Yes, I can. There, got rid of him. God's sakes. There, it's over. The blessed has passed. Oh, the former king of Serbia has now been beatified. Yeah, he was a pretty good guy. He was, truly. And once again, Ivakovic dynasty. How many blessed are there? They get that a lot in their dynasty. Gavrilo of Belgrade? Which one of you? Seems that dynasty are the most pious dynasty more than the Tezalovic. You might say about that. Buildings are built. Oh, that's up there. Don't be concerned about that. I ain't going up to space. All the buildings have been built. If I don't die in the next year, I'm actually contemplating suicide. Jihad for Yemen. The Sunni Caliph Musa. That is a Sunni jihad. Correct. Not Shia. Which I'm surprised they have not launched a jihad in a long, long time. But to be fair, it is but a child, but it's only a matter of time. Like a jihad for Egypt, I think. That could be a potential type. Or those guys, which they could be out of that. Or even down there, which there is an African empire down there. Emperor. Mali's got a kingdom, but no empire. That's no concern of ours. Again, as soon as it turns to, oh boy. As soon as it turns to 10:36, I'm contemplating suicide to end the episode. What? Nitra? Nitra's independent. Right, I recall seeing that. Well, I can't do anything about it. Yes, I can. Offer vassalization, which they'll say no, foreign culture and everything. They became independent right under the noses because I'm under a coma. The Regency did nothing to stop them. We could force vassalization, but do you think they will surrender? I mean, they may offer it or not. You know what? Just let me die first. Okay, that's it. Suicide time. Can't take it anymore. It's Kulin's time now. He's been single for long enough. We're gonna end the episode with a suicide. My body's become a prison. This is no way to live. During one of my rare moments of clear thought, I've noticed Ludwald sitting by my bedside. You must help me. Must end it. Mercy, Ludwald. No more. Please. He's a court chaplain. Do it. Kill me! The sound of something as it clatters the floor pierces through the fog of the mind. Hear his voice from far away. Tangled with fear, denied, heard footsteps. I'm alone once more. Wait, come back! Then my plan's been foiled. I'm making another attempt in time. Huh? The regent seems to have given it his charitable nature and been donating alms to the poor from my coffers. Worse, almost been doing it in my name. Oh, that's fine. I'm not going to say that. This is fine. He's doing things for charity. What a nice person. Right. I'm contemplating. I can't commit suicide again anytime soon. They could take care of that. If not, then... well then. Take that. See? Look at that. We don't take that much loss. And now the raiders. Finally! Okay. My Emperor Ninoslav is given up to the ghost at age 54. He died comatose in bed. Known as an inspired and insightful poet, Ninoslav delighted many in the court with his moving verses. Alright, now we salute to Emperor Ninoslav. He put Bosnia back in the map as one of the great powers of Europe. He had a strong military prowess, what we would say. So now it's Emperor Kulin's turn. And having mastered many skills, he's sure to be admired by his subjects. Yes, he's got the martial skill, though about as high as Emperor Ninoslav, though he had higher whenever things are active. Although not as strong as it was during the peak of the reign, but he is shrewd, ambitious, brave, and diligent. Yes, sir. Emperor Kulin is the one that's going to bring... well, first, I think his first war is just going to be... well, get Nitra back into the Empire, and then the Bosnian and Bulgarian wars may restart again. For another county, whichever we choose. Or whatever wars or conflicts that we may come up with in the future. That'll be it. One more. Alright, we're gonna end the episode like that. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. As I said before, don't underestimate the Empire of Bosnia. And Nitra will soon learn that on the next episode. And, as well as the other interests of the other parts of Europe. No alliance with Sardinia yet, but, again, just a lot of political maneuvering, marriage, coronation, everything that it will have. So we hope we see you on the next episode. Until then, so long for now.